Hi everyone, this is Ramkumar. We're back again by solving another fundamental problem with modern AI. Large language models don't actually know facts. They are probability engines predicting the next most likely word. When an LLM doesn't have the exact data, it doesn't say I don't know, it hallucinates. It invents confident, plausible sounding answer with com complete authority. In high stakes enterprises, use cases like technical interviews, hiring assessments, or legal advice, hallucination breaks everything. To fix this and make an AI behave like a true domain expert, you have two choices. One is fine tuning, and another one is RAG. Fine tuning is like sending an engineer back to the university. For 6 months, you retrain the model internal weight so it learns a specific tone, style, or syntax, but it computationally expensive, slow to update when information changes and still suffers hallucinating on exact granular facts. RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, is like giving that engineer an open book exam. The base model stays completely unchanged, but exact second question is asked. The system searches a private vector database, pulls the precise ground truth facts, and injects them directly into the context window. Instead of guessing from the memory, they are answering using a verifiable source material with zero guesswork. The problem we are solving. Most AI mock interviews today use standard LLMs with static prompt templates. They ask generic textbook questions and give vague, polite feedback that doesn't actually prepare you for a company specific hiring bar. We solve this by grounding the AI interview directly in real world company hiring rubrics using RAG. So now let's see how the actual application works. Here you can see the RAG is live, which means it is using the Google Gemini to do the text into embedding and get the chunks from the vector DB. You can listen to the replies from the AI as well. As of now, let's see the functionality first, how the replies and follow-up questions work. So first I said hi. Even though there is a cosine similarity, it is not giving us a marks. Like it will also see the technical depth and then it will calculate based on the technical depth and cosine similarity. So the follow-up question is this is technical interview is one of the 5 stages in math or something saying that. Then like I said, we know RAG. So again you can see that technical depth is zero, literal zero, and we got turn on score of 0 marks. So the follow-up question, can you walk me through your project where you implemented RAG? So I said I made an A interviewer where to add context, I used drag vector DB to ask. So there is some little bit technical depth, but even though you can see your feedback of it, you have identified a practical application of RAG, which is a good start. However, the response lacks critical technical details regarding the specific implementation and tools used. So the follow-up question, you can see how beautiful the follow-up questions are. They're completely aligned and based on your replies, it will generate the follow-up questions, which is so beautiful. You can see here. Then I said, I don't know. So you can see the follow-up question. Let's step back and can you describe in your own words the core components of a retrieval augmented generation system? Literally, you can speak anything here, and the follow-up questions are like so good at generating them. Now let's say just give me job. Let's see what it replies. And also I'll use the audio of AI. Let's see how it replies to us.
Your response "just give me job" does not provide the technical details necessary to assess your skills for the AI analyst role. We need to understand your technical capabilities. Next question, to help us understand your foundational knowledge in AI, could you explain what you believe are the most critical challenges when designing an AI system that needs to accurately interpret and generate human language?
So you can see this is how it works. And then here, so I'll not be sharing my keys. Here you can add your own keys and make it work. If you don't have, there is a fallback state of this application as I mentioned before. Let's off the Wi-Fi and check it how it replies to us. See, it is saying local heuristic, offline heuristic engine, but the follow-up questions and offline feedback is not that good as I mentioned previously. Let's see what is the data that we seeded into our vector database. So this is of 12 chunks of data which I seeded. Okay, there is an error with my network as I turned it off. So here you can see The text which will be later converted into embeddings using Google Text Embedding 004 model. So here you can see the vectors which are converted, like these are of 768 dimensional vectors. You can check the documentation in my GitHub repository to how to seed into the vector database and use it. That's all for this video. Thank you. And I'm open for your thoughts. You can speak with me. You can message me in the LinkedIn. Thank you.